Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for this special fire situation report for Saturday, August 1st, 2015. Again, another busy evening for our firefighters across California, especially in Northern California. I'm going to jump right over to our interactive Google map where you can see all the fires currently burning in California, a lot of them centered in Northern California. Now, you can find this map, this interactive Google map, on our website at fire.ca.gov, where you can follow along with us as you'd like. So as you can see, a lot of lightning-sparked fires as well. In fact, today there are 24 large wildfires currently burning in Northern California. Over 9,000 firefighters at scene of these 24 fires, battling those fires. And today, again, there's the threat of lightning. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. I want to start, though, with one of the largest fires that's been burning now for several days. That's the Rocky Fire east of Lower Lake. That fire has now burned over 22,000 acres. Here you can see the perimeter of that fire. It's hard to see, but Clear Lake is over here. This is Lake County, just north, several counties north of San Francisco. So the fire now, 22,000 acres, 22,500 acres, 5% contained on that fire. Now, some of the concerned areas, this southwestern portion of the fire, that's where Lower Lake and the community of Clear Lake are located, and that's where some advisory evacuations yesterday were called, letting the residents know here east of Highway 53 and 29 that they may have to evacuate in the future. Highway 20 runs just north of this fire. You can see Highway 20 runs right up in here. Highway 20 connects, of course, Highway 101 to the west and Interstate 5 on the east. This fire also, some activity today along the north end of the fire. One of our public information officers, Bryce Bennett, is there at the fire, and he filed this update for us.
Well, slightly cooler temperatures and higher humidities are helping firefighters on the Rocky Fire today. With the help of the National Guard helicopters like the one you see behind me, firefighters are hoping to get a handle on this fire just as soon as possible so that we can get people back in their homes safely.
So as Bryce mentioned, there are cooler temperatures today, a little bit higher humidity. That is obviously helping firefighters out. I want to show you some photos here taken from many of our viewers and our friends in the media, but you can just see how explosive and just how large this fire has burned. Now again, today those cooler temperatures, the higher humidity helping out, but it's the dry conditions that we are experiencing across California that are making, allowing these fires to grow at such an explosive rate. Now today, well, about 1,600 firefighters are at scene of this fire, battling it, and again, facing those dry conditions. Another great shot of that fire. Let's switch back over to our Google map. So again, right now, areas that are evacuated, right here in the middle, the Morgan Valley area, they were evacuated when this fire ignited on Wednesday. Down here on the southeast portion of the fire, that's where the Jerusalem Valley area is. They too have been evacuated, and evacuation advisories along the western side of this fire near Lower Lake and Clear Lake as well. And again, our concern is making sure that as this fire continues to push up to the north, that we can hold it below Highway 20. If you want more on the Rocky Fire, you can always visit our website as well. I want to zoom out a little bit more now and show you where some of the activity has really been hit hardest over just the past 24 and 48 hours. You can see along the north coast here, and with our lightning graphics here, several large lightning complexes have ignited in the past 24 hours. In fact, the U.S. Forest Service is battling several major fires right now. Especially hit hard is the Trinity County area. That's where we've seen a lot of fires that have really burned at an explosive rate. In fact, as I walk you through some of these major fires, the rail fire, it's burning south of Hayfork. That fire has caused some evacuations. That's in the Rail Canyon area, just south of Highway 3. The Barker Fire is another one. We'll zoom in here. That fire is on the northeast side of Hayfork. So several fires in the Hayfork area. Here's Hayfork right here in the center. You can see there's the Barker Fire. 900 acres so far, 10% containment. Evacuations on the northern edge of Hayfork from that fire. Just on the south of Hayfork, the Rail Fire. Right now it's 800 acres, 10% contained. Again, evacuations on the south port of Hayfork. So fires on both sides. Also, we have a very large complex that the U.S. Forest Service is fighting. That's the Fork Complex. It's been burning, it's now about 4,000 acres, continues to grow. We do have resources from CAL FIRE also assisting the U.S. Forest Service. I want to zoom out here, though. Again, you can see several major lightning complexes. This one over here, the Humboldt Lightning Complex, over 70 fires all across Humboldt County, especially in the southern portion of Humboldt County. So far, 900 acres have burned in those 70 fires, 5% containment on those fires. Now, some other lightning fires that ignited last week on Thursday or earlier in the week was over in Mendocino, both in the community of Willits and near Brook Trails. Total of 6 fires right now, 50 acres burned in all. All but one of those fires has been contained. Crews are making good progress there. So again, lightning in Mendocino as well. So let's talk a little bit about what's the threat over the next 24 hours or so. It continues to be this north coast region and the mountains across much of Northern California. I'm going to jump back over here to the red flag warning map where you can see again where the areas the National Weather Service have issued for those dry lightning and that gusty winds for that threat there. So if you live in any of these areas, watch out. There is the potential of lightning. Now, how does lightning spark a fire during thunderstorm systems? Well, during the summer, what we see are thunderstorms that ignite and bring very little to no rainfall. So the lightning strikes, it hits the ground, and with the dry drought conditions that we're experiencing, those fires are able to quickly ignite and spread very rapidly. Already, in just the past couple of days, we have seen thousands of lightning strikes across California. Now, some also in Southern California. Fortunately there, though, a little bit more moisture. Altogether, though, several hundred small fires have been sparked so far by that lightning. Now, that threat continues over the next 24 hours or so and into Sunday. So we're going to be keeping a very watchful eye on that. I'm going to switch back over to our interactive fire map and zoom out a little bit just so you can kind of get a better picture of, again, just how many fires are burning right now in California. Now, if there's a fire you want to know about in your area, follow us on Facebook and on Twitter. That's where we have a lot of great information, try to keep you up to date on what's happening. Our website as well, fire.ca.gov. That's where you can find this Google map and you can zoom in. You can pick a fire you want. Here's the Willow Fire that's been burning in Madera County. 5,100 acres, 50% contained. You can zoom in, see where you live, see in relation to it. Bass Lake right here to the west. You can see exactly where the Willow Fire has so far burned. Evacuations on the Willow Fire as well. Now on this incident, we're working very closely with the Sierra National Forest. We are in unified command on this fire as well, as we are on many of the fires up in Northern California. But again, as you can see from this map, a very busy day. Now, as Bryce mentioned earlier, we are working with the California National Guard. In fact, we've activated a lot of those helicopters and extra air tankers just to make sure we have plenty of resources. So far, in addition to the about 50 aircraft that CAL FIRE owns and operates, we've brought in 2 C-130 MAFS air tankers. Those are large military aircraft that we put a modular system in, and it can drop retardant just like one of our large air tankers. We've also brought in 9 of the National Guard's helicopters, again, boosting our fleet to help us out, and that's all in addition to the U.S. Forest Service's large air tankers that have been brought here in California to help battle these fires. Now, one thing that we do want to note and just pay a moment of respect for, we did have a fatality yesterday. Unfortunately, a firefighter from the U.S. Forest Service out of South Dakota did die responding to the Frog Fire up in Modoc County up here. That firefighter is still being investigated exactly what happened, but obviously all of us from CAL FIRE send our thoughts and prayers for all the U.S. Forest Service firefighters and especially that firefighter's family. So again, a lot of fires occurring, a very dangerous situation, a very busy fire season for us already. So this weekend, we really are asking again for your help. 95% of the fires that we respond to are sparked by people. So we need you to help us prevent those fires in the first place. Remember, one less spark means one less wildfire. You can find some great fire prevention tips at readyforwildfire.org. So that's the latest on the fires and the weather here in California. I'm Daniel Berlant. Have a fire-safe weekend.